So forget everything that you knew about text humanization, as today I will introduce you to a brand new concept that I have developed called Audience First Brand Voice. That is very different to bypassing a detection or using a custom brand voice to write your content. And if you are a business owner or you want to be perceived as an entity, as a brand, across all of your media channels, listen carefully because I will give you a free prompt that you can use for all of your creative needs. So what is the core problem here? The core problem is that often our AI does sound like a stranger, doesn't sound like a neighbor. Meaning what? Meaning that it doesn't sound authentic, but more important, it doesn't sound like the audience you are targeting, your readers, your viewers, and whatever. So we get all these common AI content issues, AI being generic, lacks audience-specific language, misses emotional connection points, sounds robotic, and as an antidote, I have this audience-first brand voice or real brand voice solution that is audience-centered. It's rooted in deep behavioral pattern analysis. It uses authentic voice that resonates with local community, with your brand, with your company. And it follows a pretty interesting and novel 3-step methodology. So step 1 is research your audience's voice. Go into the audience behavior patterns. You analyze thousands of conversations that are niche related. You understand decision-making patterns. Basically, to simplify, you need to know what language at large your audience is using to describe your niche, your category, your brand, your company. This goes well beyond a custom brand voice or bypassing a detection. This is basically a mirroring technique that has a lot of research going for it. Lots of studies show that people are more likely to buy if you speak their language. And once you've analyzed how your audience is communicating across different channels, you can go to the second stage, which is the content review, which basically has your brand page, your blog posts that can be analyzed and aligned with what the audience is expecting. And then the action plan is basically to merge the two. So you have your current brand voice or writing style, and you have the language your audience is using. And you need to blend the two to get all the benefits of that audience-first brand voice. So for this, you can use any agentic tool here. I'm using GenSpark as my go-to tool, but you can use Abacus. You can use other tools as well. Let me go to Super Agent. And this is the actual prompt. It starts with the input. So I chose a company at random. The two inputs that you give is the company/industry. Here I'm using a URL of a seed mooring tree service, which is a tree trimming service in Austin, Texas, and a sample URL. So this is indeed a real business. And I was going to use the about section as a proxy for the writing style analysis, but since it's just a few words here and there, I went to the blog section and just picked a first article at random, again, which appears to be quite long for the analysis purposes. So this is the company industry, this is the URL, and this is the sample URL we are going to be analyzing. And once again, it's a 3-step process. Let me guide you through the whole thing. So it starts with I want you to perform the below steps one by one in a sequence. This is the input. Now you're a specialized customer insights analyst. Your task is to analyze how customers talk about the company and the industry as a whole, focusing exclusively on these 4 key elements. And instructions are: focus on audience jargon and category lingo, identify 7 to 10 category specific terms, then perform a tone of voice analysis, identify 3 to 5 distinct tones customers use when describing their experiences. Then we're looking at industry category pain points, identify 5 to 7 specific pain points customers express about the industry in general. And the output of this step is the audience DNA report, which presents the final deliverable as a comprehensive report that captures the authentic voice of company and industry customers, revealing how they naturally speak about, engage with, and experience the category. Then, step 2, you're a brand voice specialist for a company using the text from sample URL, extract and document their unique voice. Be sure to ground every bullet in concrete examples from the text. Organize your findings under these headings: tone and mood. And again, we're talking about this sample URL, which references one of the articles. So we have tone and mood. Identify 2 to 3 distinct tone patterns, cite specific phrases. Persona and brand character, describe the speaker, quote-unquote. Note any references that tie them to local culture. Key vocabulary and jargon, list signature words, phrases, or industry terms they repeat. Highlight any local expressions or region-specific language, if any. So this is extremely powerful. This is not your run-of-the-mill custom writing style. This has very little to do with bypass and AI detection, but this has everything to do with localizing your brand and your company and using AI in a very human-like manner. Then syntax and structure, commands on sentence length, complexity, use of questions and exclamations, grammar, punctuation, and style, emotional, persuasive drivers, identify the primary emotional appeals, note any call to actions or value propositions and how they are framed, audience, pain points in fear, who they are talking to, highlight which customer concerns or needs they address. And finally, step 3, I need you to create an audience-first brand voice prompt template for company and industry. This template will help you create content that blends their existing brand voice with language that resonates with their audience. Some of the instructions from Audience DNA report: use local jargon, tone of voice, industry category, pain points, and business-specific customer issues. From the existing brand voice analysis, use tone and mood, persona, signature words, local expressions, syntax, grammar, emotional, and persuasive drivers, and audience pain points. And finally, merge this all into one brand voice. The final prompt should be a comprehensive yet practical, something a business owner can easily copy and paste, customize with their topic, and use immediately for content creation. So let's run this, because it's going to take a while. As we can see, GenSpark has read the website, the domain, then it has read the actual article I'm referencing, then it went ahead and started creating the Audience DNA report. It's looking at Reddit discussions, it's analyzing specific pain points as they pertain to tree treatment services. They even went to Yelp to get some information. So this is the step 1 completed, Audience DNA report. Core technical terms: certified arborist, ISA certified, crown spread, oak wilt, heritage trees, service-specific language, trimming versus pruning, storm cleanup, stump grinding, structural pruning, regional local terms, live oaks, tree ordinance, Central Texas conditions, tone of voice, cautiously protective, language markers, make sure they're bounded, get multiple estimates, don't let them upsell you. This is golden. Quote example: I've heard so many horror stories about tree companies, so I made sure to check their credentials first. Core frustration: how do I know that they're legitimate and won't damage my property? Price and transparency issues: why are prices all over the map and what am I actually paying for? Availability and scheduling: when do I call and how long will I have to wait? Yeah, this is amazing. Again, if you're a business owner, but even this also works for digital products, for SaaS, so it doesn't have to be extremely geo-targeted, although you get additional benefits from that, but this could be any business that wants to speak like a human. Then the brand voice analysis, and this has to do with their writing sample. Tone and mood: educational storyteller, locally proud and connected, warmly professional, persona and brand character of the knowledgeable neighbor, key vocabulary: did you know, unique story to tell, hidden oasis, testament to resilience, local Austin language, Austinites, specific landmark names, Central Texas, Texas capital, syntax and structure. And finally, this is the brand voice prompt template. You're writing content for seed morning tree service. Your readers are cautiously protective, Austin residents. Writing instructions, tone and voice. Content requirements: target flash Kincaid reading level grade 8, word count, content type, topic focus, language terminology, trust building elements, pain points addressing, structural approach, emotional messaging. So guys, I don't know, I haven't seen this anywhere. And I just think this is an amazing way to think about humanization and using AI going forward. For the final test, because I know this will be one of the questions you have, does it pass AI detection? So even though this is not about bypassing AI detection at all, just let me check. So the default writing sample checks out at 95%, almost 96% AI. So if you want to write a great article with that prompt, I would use one of those models from ChatGPT. I would use O3. Let me actually check if this is available inside of GenSpark, so we don't have to switch. O3 Pro, yeah, that will do. And I will use exactly the same topic. So this is a fair comparison. This is the topic. And do we know how many words this is? Or this was, rather. This was 6,000 characters. My math is off today, so I'll just double check. So this is under 1,000 words. So I guess we'll repeat the topic here. We'll repeat the topic here. For the content type, I'll say a listicle article. And word count, let's just say 1,000 words. Okay, let's see what happens. For those of you wondering, this prompt is going to be given away free of charge in my ChatGPT free library. However, if you want a more sophisticated option with automation, I have a make.com automation as well. You can get that inside of my paid school community, which is booming right now, and everybody is excited about the rapid ranking system that allows my students to rank 13 articles on the first place, 2 articles in 48 hours, 1 article in 24 hours, and so on and so forth. And we have a lot to offer, like the rapid ranking system, like the GenSpark Copywriting Academy, like the Niche Hunter course. So we have everything from choosing the niche to picking the right keywords to writing multimedia cinematic articles. So I actually had to do GenSpark because I ran out of credits, so I had to resort to ChatGPT. As you can see, I chose the L3 model, and this was the prompt. So let me just copy everything and paste this into the word counter. And this is a little bit less than 1,000 words, 855. Let's go back to 0GPT. So the previous result was 96% AI. How about now? And now this is only 14% AI, meaning 86% human. And again, this was not the intention. The intention was to show you another way that doesn't have to do with bypassing a detection necessarily. That is not just a writing style, which is a brand new way I've never heard of to localize, humanize. I'm using this very generously, humanize your content to have a larger appeal to your audience, to speak their language, and ultimately convert into leads, visitation, phone calls, and stuff like that. Once again, this prompt is going to be my free ChatGPT library for you to test. A larger prompt with make.com automation will be available in my paid school community. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.